Alright everyone, welcome back. In this episode here, cutting back in, just doing the transmission, and I got most of it in. Let's have a look here at the bottom. And there it is. So that's snap back in right here. Put that back in, and everything else is put on. The gasket maker, I put a little bit on the thread and screwed them back in the drain pan. I welded this, and I left it here to dry. I haven't filled it up. I just want to make sure that it's sealed. So there you go. I don't have to paint it or anything. I just put it on here, and that should prevent any leaks. I put some on the thread. I put it around the weld so it doesn't rust out. And I'm hoping that will do, that won't drain anymore, because it was draining. So I put some on the thread, screwed it in, and hopefully that'll stop it. I should still be able to open it with a wrench, and so that's it should be good to go. And I put some, like I said, on the thread, and so everything's back in. I haven't put anything on because I wanted this to the gasket and the gasket maker. I put some on the bottom of the gasket to make sure it sticks, and also to prevent anything else leaking. So this is it. So I'm gonna do a couple things. I still have the transmission fluid right there. I'm gonna test that to see how dark it is. If it's too dark, I'm not gonna use it. If it's still light enough, I might reuse it. I'll use a filter and reuse that transmission fluid. I just don't want to waste it. So we'll see how bad it is. If it's really bad, I'll just put some new transmission fluid in, but it should be able to go. And so it looks like everything's working out really well. Now that I got that done, I'm going to be putting the back brakes on, and again, replacing this one stud here that's missing, possibly these other ones. I probably will replace these other ones here, because like I said, when this one was already fractured and was coming out, so I'm gonna make sure these other ones are probably gonna be replaced. So we'll do that, and then after that, I'm ready to get this thing, the truck, inspected and done with, so I don't have to worry about getting my car towed or getting a ticket for that kind of stuff. Later on, I'm probably going to do, a little bit later, is the axle. Change that out. It looks like it's really leaking in the back right here. Just don't have time right now. Just gotta worry about some other stuff, but that'll probably be my next project. So that's it for that. We'll see how it goes. So overall, I mean, it does take time to do all this transmission work, but on this particular Dodge Dakota, or if you have a Jeep, and it's particularly this type of, I think right here, this type of transmission, it's not that hard to do. It does take some time. What did I use? Man, I used a lot of things. The lift, the car jack, the generator with the welder. I put it back. All my beautiful tools. You know, it seems like I spent a lot of money, and in some ways I did, but here's the weird part is, I bought most of these tools while I was unemployed. You know, use a little bit of my savings and a little bit of my unemployment, but at the same time, I saved a lot of money because these were cheap. These were all Harbor Freight tools, and man, they just paid for themselves. And working on this car, my truck here, with over 225,000 miles now, and then I got to work on this one. I've done the transmission on this. I got to redo the transmission on this. I don't know what's going on. The starter's not working. Some sensors aren't working. So just between repairing this and this, and they're both about 2004, 2005. Um, you know, I just basically the tools paid for themselves. Um, and then of course the parts washer, which I still have the water in there. It's really dirty. I use the sponge. I use my screwdriver, the wire brush. Um, really happy with it. Finally got to use it, and degreaser. So, anyways, I'm gonna cut out, and I'll cut back in when hopefully I'll get things going. All right, let me check out. All right, everyone, I'm cutting back in, and everything's in, and so I'll give you what the code was here, and that's the code transmission mill system mill request. And so let's see what the pending code was. And same thing. And so I did drive it around, and I put about 4.5 quarts. That's about what came out of it. I've been kind of putting some in off and on because of the leak through the drain, and but looks like I haven't checked the bottom. I'll see if there's going to be any more leaks. I'm also going to let the car settle a little bit and see where it is on the fluids. But for the most part, I drove it around, and it was a little low. Not a little low. It did stop on me for some reason as I drove around here, and I stopped at a stop sign. It stopped, and so I just started the car back up, and it seems like the refurbished transmission, the solenoid module is working. The shifting seems, as I go from reverse, neutral to drive, it seems a little smoother. The only weird part is when I go up to park, it takes a little bit longer to go to park, but it does go to park. So we'll see how it goes. Let me see here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and erase the codes, and let's see if it pops back up anytime. Are you sure you want erase trouble codes? Yes. All right, there we go. And so let's see if there's any codes that come up now. None. All right. And then let's also do the one for this one here. Read codes, and usually just okay. All right, so that's done, and let's just pull this out now. Again, something from, well, not from Harbor Freight, but so there's the trouble light, and let me just turn the car on. Let's see if it. Okay, it's going. It's gone, and I'll have to just drive it around. And of course, when you reset erase the codes, all the sensors all restart as well. So I'll probably have to drive it around until they all turn back on, and then I can go through my my inspection and finally get passed. So anyways, hopefully that takes care of this truck. Again, let me see how many miles on it. Almost 230. I'll just keep going until this thing literally dies on me, and we'll see. This is Doge Dakota 2004 actually. Doge Dakota SLT 4-door quad cab here, and well, you can tell it's had its it's been used. Like the top has gone down, and as I'm driving, some of the parts are falling off. The radiator is leaking. It needs definitely some replacement parts, but you know, that's, what can I say? it's still going, and I'll just keep driving it until it still goes. So anyways, let me see, what else do I have to do here. I still want to do take care of this right here, the studs here, and let me see if I have it right here. I hope these are it here. Oh. Okay, I think I only got 3. So let me see. 1, 2, 3. I need one more, but I'll replace at least. I got to replace at least one of these, and I'll check on these other ones. But I got at least 3. This is the one that broke off, and so I was able to keep this. And then these other ones, we'll see how they're going right there. And I might as well just go ahead, and since I'm going to take this off, check the back brakes. I might just go ahead and just replace the pads on the back brakes. I have been driving. Gosh, if you've seen any of my Bitcoin episodes, you know I've been to Chicago several times, Georgia, New York, California like 3 times back and forth. So a lot of driving here, a lot of traveling. So anyways, maybe I'll cut out and I'll cut back in on this one. Alright everyone, I pretty much got this out. You take this off, and then behind here is, excuse me, how you get access to this. This is right underneath here. There's this, and more or less just pound it out with your hammer and have it come out. Use the screw. Of course, you got to take off your caliper, which goes right here, which I was going to do anyway. There's a lot left here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and change them out anyway. Since I got them out, wouldn't hurt. I already got the pads, so since I'm gonna do it anyway, might as well go ahead and get this done. So more or less, I'm just gonna go ahead and change the brakes. This is not all the way out, as you can tell. This is, and I looked at all of them, and these are the 2 new ones here, and these 3 are the old ones. And yeah, they're, some of them, like the threads here are kind of ripped here a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to change this one out or not. You know what, I do have, I'm going to check the threads here. Looks like the threads here are a little stripped. Well, it's not that bad. Okay, I'll just leave that on. I'm just worried about having any fractures on them, because that's how this one eventually broke off, as I had to take it to a mechanic because I was traveling. As he was tightening it and torquing it, it just snapped right off. So really easy, really simple, changing out the studs here. After that, I'm just going to go ahead and just change out the brakes here, and just change out the pads for more or less. It looks like I got a lot, but since I got them out, might as well just do them. I'll also do the other side as well. So let me cut out and cut back in. Alright everyone, I'm cutting back in, and so drove the truck around and checked for the transmission fluid again. It is a little bit lower, so I'm going to put some more in. Looks like when you drain it, it drains everything, and then after running it, I guess it goes into the transmission. And so there you go on that. And then over here, I decided just to leave the brakes after further examination. It looks like there's a lot of brake pad on it. So here's the one that's I put in. I tried to, as much as I can, torque it, trying to pull the stud in, and we'll see how that goes. I torqued as much as I could. All of them they're all torqued at 110, so I'm hoping that should do it. This is the one that broke off. I'm hoping that's enough. I torqued this more than anything, and I hope that's enough to pull it out, which it looks like it is for the most part. I'm trying to gauge it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's in or out any further.
could probably torque it just a little bit more, just to make sure. But I did as much as I could, and how I did that was an 18-inch, whatever this called, on top of this. So hopefully that'll do it. Oh my gosh, oh, it's a long day. I got it from this thing here. So, anyways, I hope that's it for that. I'm tired. I'm about to go in. I'll let you know how everything else goes. And again, I finally get to use my parts washer. Air compressor was a big help under the working on the transmission with the air ratchet. It's kind of nice to have a little mini garage here. Anyways, I'll probably do one more cut out and cut in, and we'll see what happens. Hello everyone, welcome back. All right, this is I guess the final to the transmission I had replaced, and so far it's worked wonderful. I drove it around. It took a little while. I put in some more transmission fluid. I decided to put some clean one in because I looked at it and compared to new transmission fluid and the old one was pretty dirty, and plus I saw little black grains in it, so I just wanted to clean that out and make sure that it works properly. And so I'm going to take a look right now at the bottom here and see if there's any leaks whatsoever. Oh, it looks like there is no leak. Look at that. It's not leaking anywhere. The pan on the bottom is not oily in any sense. So putting that gasket maker, rubbing it on there on the bottom here, really prevents that. And you know, when I change out the oil, transmission oil, it's going to be a lot easier instead of trying to have that whole thing just dump out. So that's looking really good. Everything seems to be working, shifting. Haven't had any problems or check engine lights. Come on. And then as far as this, looks like it's in there now. I didn't change the brakes out because after a further review on the brake pads, there's plenty left. No need to. Let me see if I can. Oh, there it is. No need to waste all that. So I left that in there. Next thing I got to do, I guess, is change the fluids out on that axle right there. So I'll probably do that. You can see it's really, let me get in there, you can see it's really dirty on the bottom right there. So anyways, I got more of that gasket maker I can use, and so far it looks great. The window here, the regulator broke. I replaced that. I didn't make a video because I did that on, I have an episode on this one here, and this was a lot easier actually, even though the glass was a lot larger. So a little plastic piece on the regulator broke, so kind of a nuisance on the way to California, but so far I'm happy. I mean, I ended up using what I end up using. I end up using my air ratchet tools, the air compressor, my welder, the generator, that 300 some odd mechanics toolkit, the torque wrench. I mean, all the stuff that I got from Harbor Freight, and it's definitely paid for itself. And the hardware, the part itself only cost $200. It was refurbished. I ordered it the day before Thanksgiving, and it came the day after Thanksgiving. And I got it off of eBay. Came in a cardboard envelope for the most part, kind of like the bigger ones, and wrapped around with paper, then bubble wrapped, and then wrapped around with paper again. But it worked. It worked. So, anyways, so that's it for this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, even a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.